Picture this. It's late at night. Your room is dark, your phone is glowing, and you keep scrolling. You know there are things you should be doing. Maybe it's schoolwork, maybe it's your job, or maybe it's your health. But instead, you're lying there, stuck in the loop of I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow comes, and the same thing happens again. Days pass, and nothing changes. This is what being lazy feels like. And the scary part, it doesn't just waste a few hours. Laziness steals your time, your confidence, and your dreams. It makes you watch life from the sidelines while others move ahead. But here's the truth. You don't have to stay lazy. You don't need some magic pill or years of discipline training. You only need a system, a clear plan that pushes you step by step. And in just 30 days, you can transform from lazy to unstoppable. I know because this system worked for me, and today I'll break it down so you can follow it too. So how does it work? Let's start with day one, the real problem with laziness. Most people think laziness is about being weak or not caring enough, but that's not true. Laziness is often about energy, focus, and habits. When your brain doesn't know where to start, it chooses the easiest option, doing nothing. That's why you can sit for hours thinking about what to do, and by the time you decide, you're too tired to even try. So the first step to beating laziness is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. You need to remove confusion and replace it with clarity. Step 1. The power of micro wins. On the first day of my system, I didn't start with some crazy workout or a 5-hour study plan. I started with something so small it almost felt silly. I made my bed. That's it. One action, one win. Why? Because when you complete a tiny task, your brain gets a quick hit of reward. It tells you, see, you can finish things. This builds momentum. By the end of that day, I had done a few more small tasks. Drinking a glass of water, writing down my goals, and cleaning my desk. Those micro wins created a spark, and that spark was enough to carry me into day 2. Step 2. Build an energy routine. Here's the truth, laziness often comes from low energy. You don't feel like moving because your body isn't fueled. On day 2, I created a simple rule. Move for 10 minutes no matter what. Not an hour, not even half an hour, just 10 minutes. Sometimes I stretched, sometimes I walked, sometimes I did push-ups, and something crazy happened. That short burst of movement gave me more energy than hours of sitting around. It was like my body was reminding me, hey, you're alive? Let's use this energy. Step 3. Clear the mental clutter. By day 3, I faced another problem. Even with more energy, I still wasted time thinking about too many things. My brain was messy. So I started writing everything down. Tasks, ideas, even random thoughts. Once they were on paper, I didn't have to carry them in my head anymore. This cleared space in my mind. And with that space, I had room to focus. Step 4. Create a morning trigger. On day 4, I realized mornings were my weakest point. I used to wake up, grab my phone, and waste hours before even brushing my teeth. To fix this, I built what I call a morning trigger. It's one small action that tells your brain the day has started. For me, it was drinking a glass of water right after waking up. That one act became my trigger. For someone else, it could be stretching, washing your face, or opening your curtains. The key is to make it automatic. Once your brain accepts the trigger, it becomes harder to slide back into laziness. Step 5. The rule of 3. By day 5, I had energy and clarity, but I still felt overwhelmed. I wanted to do everything at once, and that left me doing nothing. So I created the rule of 3. Each morning, I wrote down only 3 important tasks for the day. Not 10, not 20, just 3. The funny thing, I ended up getting more done with 3 tasks than I ever did with a long to-do list. Why? Because I actually finished them. And finishing tasks builds confidence. Confidence builds consistency. Week 1 results. By the end of the first week, I wasn't unstoppable yet, but something had shifted. Instead of lying in bed for hours, I was up, moving, and finishing small wins. Instead of feeling tired all day, I had bursts of energy. Laziness hadn't disappeared, but it was weaker, and I knew I was building something powerful. Step 6. Replace distractions with focus. Day 8 was a tough one. I caught myself slipping back into my old habit, endless scrolling. Social media was my biggest distraction, so I set a rule: 1 hour of phone time per day. I used apps to block certain sites, and I left my phone in another room while working. At first, it was uncomfortable. My hand kept reaching for my phone automatically, but after a few days, I noticed something strange. My brain got quieter. I could focus longer without constant buzzing in my head. Laziness hides behind distraction, and once you cut it down, you start to win. Step 7. Build the 20-minute habit. On day 10, I added a new layer to the system, the 20-minute habit. Here's how it works. No matter what I was avoiding, studying, working, exercising, I told myself I'd just do it for 20 minutes. Only 20th. Most of the time, I ended up doing more, but even if I didn't, I still won. Because the hardest part of any task is starting. Once you push past that first 20 minutes, momentum carries you. Step 8. Weekly reset. By day 14, I learned another important truth. Progress is not a straight line. Some days I felt powerful, and other days I slipped back. Instead of beating myself up, I created a weekly reset. Every Sunday, I reviewed my wins, my losses, and my goals for the next week. This reset gave me perspective. Instead of quitting when I failed, I adjusted. Laziness loses its grip when you see mistakes as feedback, not as proof you're hopeless. Halfway point. The shift by day. 15. Something amazing happened. People around me started noticing. Friends asked why I looked more energetic. My family saw me getting up earlier and actually sticking to my plans. That's when I realized the system was working. Laziness wasn't gone completely, but it no longer controlled me. I was building discipline without even realizing it. Step 9. Turn discipline into identity. By day 20, the system had turned into more than just habits. It started becoming part of my identity. I no longer said, I'm lazy, but I'm trying. Instead, I started saying, I'm someone who gets things done. That shift in identity made all the difference. Because when you believe you're unstoppable, you act unstoppable. Step 10. Build a reward system. On day 23, I added rewards. Every time I completed my 3 tasks for the day, I gave myself something small. Maybe watching an episode of a show, maybe enjoying my favorite snack, or just taking time to relax without guilt. Rewards kept my brain motivated, and they reminded me that progress should also feel good. Step 11. Teach someone else. By day 26, I shared my system with a friend who was struggling. I explained the micro wins, the morning trigger, the rule of 3, and the 20-minute habit. Teaching it made me realize how far I'd come. Laziness was no longer my story. Progress was. Day 30. The transformation. When I reached day 30, I looked back at where I started, lying in bed, scrolling, wasting time. And I compared it to where I was, finishing tasks, moving with energy, and actually enjoying the process of growth. I wasn't perfect, but I was unstoppable compared to the person I'd been a month earlier. The truth is, this system works not because it's about discipline, but because it's about momentum. Small wins turn into bigger wins. Tiny actions build powerful habits. And before you know it, you're no longer the lazy version of yourself. You're a new person who believes in action. If you've been stuck in that cycle of laziness, remember this. You don't have to change your whole life overnight. You just need 30 days. 30 days of small steps, small wins, and small actions that build into something bigger. Start today. Make your bed. Drink that glass of water. Write down your 3 tasks. Take that 20 minutes. These little moves are the bricks that build your unstoppable self. And if this system inspired you, make sure to subscribe for more guides like this. Share this video with a friend who needs it, and let's build a community of people who are done being lazy and ready to be unstoppable. Your 30 days start now. Are you ready?